and welcome to my channel, Crafting with Shuttermonkey. I'm Amanda, also known as Shuttermonkey, and I live in Ayrshire on the west coast of Scotland. Today is Thursday, the 11th of April, and this is episode number 41. Now, anything that I talk about today, if there's links available online, places you can go if it's yarn or patterns, I will link them all below so you can find more details if that's something that you're interested in, okay? So I'll pop them all in the little description box below. So let's just jump right into the knitting section. And I have got a finished object to show you. I'll stand up. I was a wee bit concerned as I was knitting this top because I only had two skeins of the yarn, and it was Madeline Tosh, the Tosh Merino Light and the colourway Ink, and they were slightly different shades of blue. One was darker than the other. And as I was knitting it, I was also a wee bit concerned that I wasn't going to make it to the end. I was going to run out of yarn, but I did find someone that had that was 37 grams they were destashing on Ravelry, and it was the same colourway because I couldn't find this ink colourway anywhere online. I guess it's a discontinued colourway. It was 10 years ago that I bought it. I probably should say before I forget, the mohair section here is the wee lacy section is Drops Kid Silk and it's colourway number 28. But now that it's finished, all those concerns that I had, I love it. It's really, really boxy, isn't it? It's really, really floating. It's actually not long off the blocking boards. One other thing that I was concerned about was the rib section at the bottom. I'd be as well sitting down and showing you it. The rib section at the bottom here is quite dark. I actually used the wee 37 grams that I had, and it's really dark. It's even darker than the other bits. But I think spread all over, you don't notice it. I was going to use that wee 37 grams that I bought in a D-stash for my sleeves and make my sleeves a wee bit longer. But I just used it in the bottom. I used it in that final stocking stitch section in the bottom and for my rib. And I just kept going until I ran out. And then the wee bits of leftovers I had, I just picked up stitches around the armhole. And it's only 11 rows, a 2x2 rib. And that'll do. So it's finished and I love it. I always say that, don't I, when I finally finish something? Oh, I was worried. Oh, it's my favourite thing I've ever made. But it's really nice and I'm really happy with it as well. It's just off the blocking board. I didn't actually wash it to block it. I pinned it out. I didn't stretch it widthways. I just lay it on the blocking mat and pinned the bottom of it along the bottom at the rib. Just above the rib actually, and then I stretched it up the way to get as much length out of it as I could, but I haven't stretched it out the way. That is just how it came off the needles. So I don't know if it'll grow a wee bit more if I was to properly wash it, but I love it. I love it. I do want to make another one as well. Maybe one day I'll get round to that. Make a nice pastel rainbow one. So that's another thing that I've finished. I'm quite happy about that. I did sit last night when I pinned it out and I just pinned it out and I steam blocked it. And I left it for a good 3-4 hours, and then I unpinned it, flipped it over so it was the back side it was showing, and gave it another wee steam block, a wee pin out and another wee steam block, just so it was steamed back and front. I don't have one of those handheld steamers, it's just my iron I use, and I just hold it as close as possible with the steam on without actually touching it. Left it again for another few hours, and by that time it was after my dinner last night. I thought, do you know what, I'll just sit and weave in the ends just now while I'm taking it off the blocking boards, because if I don't, I'll end up wearing it today and the ends won't be sewn in. So it is all properly finished, and I'm quite delighted with it. Right, what else have I been working on knit-wise? I did look at a sock whip. I showed you these a while back. It's the Nutcracker yarn from West Yorkshire Spinners. Now, I'd started off that I knitted a blue pair. It's not all blue, sorry, I should say it's blue heels, toes and cuffs. And I wasn't quite sure about the colour. I'm not really a blue person wearing a blue top, yeah I know. But I think I want a red colourway on the heels, toes and cuffs. So I did start another pair. And you can see the difference. I have shown you these before. Now, when I finished one of these and I was on the second one and I was just to do the rib, and what I had done is I'd worked a colour repeat in stocking stitch and then a colour repeat in rib. And then I had worked 3 rows in the red and then cast it off. And I decided that I didn't like that. I was about to start the rib on the second sock and I decided, you know what, I'm going to frog it and just make two colour repeats in stocking stitch and then do a red cuff. So I did change both of them. One of them I didn't have to change because I was about to start the rib. So I just had to work another colour repeat on that and then do the red top. But one of them I had to frog and just redo that one colour repeat. But these are now finished now and I'm going to give these to my daughter. But the reason I changed it is because I still wasn't quite sure of that red colourway. So I made one with black. And you know what? I like this much, much better. It was something that was in the back of my mind. I thought, see if you do this sock, but you do the black heel toes and cuffs. It's more like in line with a Nutcracker's boots. Because he would have nice shiny black boots on, wouldn't he? And I really, really like it with the black. What do you think? Now, see if I had another hand, I could hold them all up for you. Oh, I can see a big hair on that one. And it's not even a cat hair, I think it's one of mine. So I do have a pair from one ball of Nutcracker yarn and the complementary colours as well. I've got a pair of blue, I've got a pair of red ones, and I've got one black sock. So I either have to buy another ball to finish this pair, or else I have to frog the blue ones that are too small anyway. So I might just do that. So I'm really pleased that that's me. I finally found the colour combination that I like, and it's definitely the black heel, toes and cuffs. This is the Licorice colourway from West Yorkshire Spinners again. And don't ask me why, but it's ready to cast off. All I have to do is cast that off. And I thought I had done it. But then I went into my bag when I was just about to start recording and I saw that they were still sitting on the needles. I've just forgotten that bit. But I'll go back and get that cast off now. The wee markers are just on that wee bit of yarn. I'd actually put a wee bit of yarn on because I was sitting on the couch knitting and I had no markers. So I just cut a wee length of the red because that one was still sitting in my bag. Couldn't be bothered getting up and going finding another stitch marker just to mark where the gusset increases ended. And that's another wee project. Well, that one's done. I do need to either buy more yarn or do a bit of frogging, but I'm going to put it away just now. This is just an experiment. I just wanted to try it and see how this yarn looked with the black heel, toes and cuffs. But I think I've finally found the combination that I'm happy with. All I had left from that Nutcracker yarn was a tiny wee bit. It was just over one colour repeat. And you can probably guess what I did with it. I made a little tiny sock. I did show you those three the last time. I had the hollyberry, the hollyberry, candy cane and fairy lights. And I did manage to get the little robin one done as well, the little robin colourway. And that's me got a Nutcracker one as well. So that's me get 5 wee socks. I'm going to have to get a wee tiny sock blocker. I've asked my husband to 3D print me one so I can block these out and make them look really, really nice. And then I'll get the wee ends woven in. But they are so cute, aren't they? Easily pleased, I'm telling you. The only other knitted items that I have to talk about today are sock designs that I'm working on. I've got an old friend here to see you. He's not been here for a while. I don't know why, I always forget to bring him out, but there we go. Kevin! So, this is my black cherry sock pattern. This is currently with test knitters just now. I've got a few knitters working on this, and the test knit should be over by Monday. This is Thursday, yeah, it's Monday the 15th it's over. And I will be looking for test knitters for the next sock pretty soon. So this is black cherry, and I'm hoping to release this pattern next Friday, which is the 19th of April. I've got a few test knitters working on it right now. Most of them are actually finished because it only takes 4 hours to do. It only takes me 4 hours, I should say, to do a double knitting sock, especially when it's a shorty length. If I do a full leg on it, it's 5 hours it takes. And I'm quite a slow knitter. I'm not the fastest knitter that's out there. All the test knitters should be finished with this pretty soon, and the pattern will be getting published on Friday the 19th of April. And the next sock that I'll be looking for test knitters for is this one here. This is the Unicorn Tails pattern. I love this one. Really, really love this one. I do like a scrappy sock. I've actually got an idea for another scrappy sock using more of these leftovers. These are all leftovers from the first 5 socks in the collection. So the green, the pink, the blue and the yellow, they're all in here, all the wee bits of leftovers. And I just love this. I can't wait to wear these ones. This is the one that I'm excited about most to wear myself. So this one, I'm going to be looking for test knitters, and that should start at the end of April. It'll be Monday the 29th of April. So that test knit will start. So if it's something that you're interested in, I'll pop a wee link below to the test knit form, and if you fill that in, what I'll do is I'll go through the test knit application forms and I'll email. And as long as you reply to that first email, I know that you're still interested in doing it, and I can get more details out to you after that first email, okay? I quite like that one. Really, really like this one. And I'm quite excited to try the other scrappy one with the other wee bits of leftovers. So that one is Unicorn Tails. And the only other one that I have been working on, I've popped this one onto a salt blocker so you can see it better. There we go. I've only got half of the foot done. I just cast it on this morning. There's a new programme on the television. It started last night, and I've totally forgotten the name of it. It's Stacey Solomon that's presenting it, and it's on Channel 4. It's a restoration programme. I'll pop the name here. But I didn't watch it last night, but I woke up early this morning and I thought, oh, I could go catch up and watch that programme. So that's what I did while I was watching Stacey Solomon on the TV this morning, helping restore people's building disasters. So this will be the first one in the next Coorie Collection. And I'm liking how this is turning out. I love that colour as well. A deeper shade of pink than that first one, because the first one was that shade there, that shade of pink. Quite exciting. And I've been doing lots and lots of swatches, just trying to pick the patterns and the textures that I really, really like. And especially, I know this maybe sounds a bit silly, but trying to pick textures that will match the colour as well. So, but I'm really happy with that one. I will probably be looking for test knitters, maybe in the next episode or the one after that. Okay? Try and keep the ball rolling, try and keep getting these designs out as quickly as I can, rather than them sitting around in my room like the last collection did. It lay about for a wee while. I don't know, nerves sometimes just get the better of me and I think, oh, why are you doing this? Don't be so silly. But I will be looking for test knitters either in episode 42 or 43 for this one. But something that I did want to ask you, I know there's a lot of knitters out there that prefer to knit cuff down socks. I love knitting them toe up. I'm not going to lie, I much prefer toe up socks. But if it's something that if like 75% of the knitting population prefer to knit them cuff down, it'd be worth my while, wouldn't it, doing the patterns both ways? So if that's something that you would like me to do, I could revisit all of these ones here and do them cuff down as well. It's not really that much work, and I think I would enjoy doing it as well. So if that's something you would be interested in, let me know. Leave me a wee comment below. Tell me if you're in team cuff down or team toe up. And I could revisit all of these and do them cuff down. But I will be looking for test knitters to do the cuff down versions as well, because I can't just put the patterns out there without having them tested. Right, so you can let me know. So that is all the knitting that I've got to share with you today. So let's move on to the crochet section. And I've got two things to show you in the crochet section. I know it's not like me. The first one is living in the Wednesday bag, so you can probably guess what that one is again. And it's called Just Feel Festive Shawl, and it's by Quirky Monday Makes, but I'll link all that below. I showed you this the last time, and I think I had 3 skeins in it. Well, I did frog it. I ripped it out. And I started again. It's that end. Nope, let me show you it from the right side. That way. So this is the Halloween countdown box by Beehive Yarns from last year, and it was Wednesday themed. The programme that's on Netflix, it's the Wednesday theme. So I have got 5 mini skeins in here now. So you'll be able to see where the colours slightly change. Now, I stopped working on this. I did frog it. I did come up a needle size. I've actually taken the number of stitches out as well, the number of repeats of the pattern out as well. I've made it slightly smaller, so it's a wee bit thinner, but I just want it to be a wee scarf that'll go round, and I think that'll work okay. I don't like things that are really, really close to my neck. Scarves and cowls, things like that. I need to have a bit of room here. I'll need to let my neck breathe. I don't like to feel like I'm getting choked. So because of that, I'm unsure whether I will actually wear this. But if I don't wear it, I can give it to my daughter. She'll wear it. But the reason I stopped working on it was Beehive Yarns. Beth actually posted a picture on social media of a shawl that someone else had knitted. I don't really think I can share a picture with you, but what I could do is I'll put a link below and you can go and have a look at this shawl. It's stunning. Norfolk Girls Knitting is the Instagram account, and I think it's Shannon from Bluefern Yarns and her mum. It's their YouTube account. But it was the Slip Stravaganza shawl by Stephen West, and it was just stunning, and I thought, oh, I could make that with this yarn. So I stopped working on this while I thought about it. But you know what? I think I'm liking this, and I think it's easy to work on. I'm enjoying work on it. I think I'll just go back to it. The idea is that if I get all 13 of them added in, I thought I could actually join it. Now that would almost be cowl sized, wouldn't it, just now? So if you've got 13 mini skeins in there, if I just join those 2 diagonals together, it could be a nice long cowl, and it'll probably wrap round twice if you wanted it to wrap round twice. So that's the progress in that one so far. And the only other thing I did was that I've changed is that one side there. The decrease side, rather than doing just a chain, I have actually, as a treble cluster, a decreasing treble cluster at the end. And that's the only other change I made to it. That is quite pretty when you see just that gradual wee change to the blues. The final crochet project I'm going to show you is a new cast on. Is it a cast on or is it a hook on if it's crochet? This pattern came out, I think it was just a week or 2 ago, and it is the Jethro cardigan by Tanis Fibre Arts. And this came through, I didn't see it in social media, it came through into my email account because I've signed up for our newsletters. I hadn't seen it in social media, it just landed in my inbox and I thought, oh, that's stunning, that's lovely. So instantly started thinking, oh, what colours could I do this in? Pinks and greys was my first thought because I love pink and grey. The cardigan is knitted with a double knit and weight yarn. So I went and had a wee look at the colours that were available for West Yorkshire Spinners, their DK Colour Lab yarn. And there was one sock, it's a self-striping sock colourway. And I just loved it. When I saw that self-striping one, I thought, do you know what, that would be perfect, just with a wee bit of grey in it. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But I couldn't quite figure out what the 4 colours were. There was 4 shades in it, and it was different shades of pinks and purples. And I couldn't figure out what the 4 shades were, so I bought 5 different shades to try and figure out what they were. So I bought this one here. I think it's upside down actually. That colour here, this one is called Candy Pink. And I bought the Cerise Pink as well. And I also have, what colourway is this? Very Berry. And this one here is Thistle Purple. And then Perfectly Plum. So that was that was 5 shades, and I thought it's definitely 4 of those. I'm not sure which one. It's actually this one here that's not in that self-striping yarn. So then I thought, right, okay, I'll use this. My basket's wobbling. I'll use these 4 colours, add in some grey, which I did get as well. Oh, I'm not sure what I've done with my grey. I think I've wrapped it up in here. Here it is. There's the grey. I'm using a dark grey. And this one's called Stormy Grey. So that'll be my main colour for joining everything together. So then once I had all my colours picked, I knew I was going to go with these 4 colours. I was going to do stripy granny squares, but I wasn't sure whether to start with the grey in the centre and then just the grey in one shade of pink or one shade of purple. And I did a few of these one night sitting watching the TV, and I decided I didn't like that. It's no colourful enough. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So then I started to mix up the colours, and that's much better, isn't it? Oh, I probably should say, I did 3 test swatches for this granny square. The pattern is for double knit and weight yarn on a 3.75mm needle. When I did my first test swatch, I just come up to the 4mm hook right away because I know I'm a tight crocheter, and it was too small. So then I come up to a 4.5. It was still too small. So I have actually had to come up to a 5mm hook, and it's the Tulip Etimo hooks that I'm using. But I am on a 5mm hook to get the right gauge tension for my granny squares, which is quite a jump, isn't it? I know I'm a tight crocheter, but I didn't realise I was that tight. So I have come up quite a few hook sizes to get this right. Thought I should just tell you that there before I forget altogether. So anyway, after doing those single colours with grey, I didn't like them. I tried this one and I like that a lot better. But then I also thought, well, that's kind of silly. I've bought 5 colours now. I may as well use the 5 colours. So I have been working them all. Just combinations. I've started going from a light colour and working my way out to a darker shade. And I've started with a different light colour in the middle. And once I run out of dark colours, I go back to the lightest again. And then after doing it that way, I started with the dark colour in the centre and worked my way out. Now, I think if you mix it up, there's like 120 different combinations you can have. If you start with one colour and then you've got 4 different combinations you can have for the second colour, 3 different combinations for the third colour, and then 2 combinations, you've still got a choice of 2 yarns for that outer crochet round, sorry. And I think it works out there's 120 combinations. I'm just going to stick starting with a different colour in the centre and going from light out to dark, and then the other way around as well, dark out to light, and just stick with that. Because I think I only need 65 granny squares for my size. My granny squares, I am working the 4 round granny square. And there is to be a 5th round on it, but that's the round that you join it all together with the grey. It's the 4th size I am working, and that should finish at a 59-inch circumference cardigan. I'm struggling to get my words today. So I have made 1 batch of these, which I've joined together. So this was the first lot. Oh wow. That's quite bright, isn't it? and I'll just randomly match them up and join them together. But I think if I put one more row onto this, I think that's the front of your cardigan. Let me see if I stand up how long it is. Yeah, that's supposed to be... Yeah. It will have another grey along the bottom, but you do that right at the end. I have never worked granny squares, join them as you go. And I really enjoyed putting them together, I'm not going to lie. It was quite exciting. I thought it was something that was really, really complicated, and I've never done it. If I've made anything crochet with granny squares, I've always just hand sewn them together. But there is a link in the pattern to a YouTube tutorial by Hooked by Robin for continuous join as you go. And I tried it and I loved it. So as I say, I think if I add one more row in, that would be a front piece done, because my front pieces should be 18. I've got 18 granny squares in a front piece. Same on the other side. And then on the back, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 7. I think it's 35 in the back. Maybe it's 66 granny squares I need. So I've almost got a front piece done. And I've got these ones I can join in as well. But before I join any more in, I'm going to weave in my ends. I really wanted to weave the ends in the back of this one before I joined them. Only these ones here. But I just got a wee bit carried away, and I was really excited to try the join as you go method, which I did love doing. But if it turns out that it's not going to be the right size, do you know what I'll do? I'll just add on. See if even if I sew it all together, before I add on the button band at the bottom, I can add in another wee row of granny squares if I need to, and I can join them all in. That'll not be a problem. But definitely works. I do love those colours, and I loved learning that new technique as well. Really enjoyed it. That's all I've got to show you in the crochet section today. So the only other thing I've got to show you are some acquisitions. And it's yarn acquisitions. You probably guessed that already, didn't you? A couple of months ago, Beth from Beehive Yarns launched a mystery spring box. And the theme of the box was based on Anna Green Gables. Now, if you've ordered this box and you haven't received it yet, look away just now, okay? I'll tell you when to look back, right? So, there was a copy of the book in the box, and there's a little bookmark as well. I should probably watch what I'm saying, shouldn't I? So there was the book, a copy of the book, and this is the Wordsworth collection, but it's such a beautiful edition, isn't it? And then there was the yarn dyed to match. Look at that. Isn't it lovely? And I think it goes perfectly with that book. She's done such a good job picking the colours. Really, really pleased with it. There were a few extras in the box as well. So the book came in this. I'm going to try not to say what it is in case there's anybody out there that's looking away just now. Some goodies for eating. And then a little couple of little themed extras to it. And then some more information. There's also a list of patterns on the back that are recommended for using your yarn if that's something that we're interested in. Oh, get the lights off of there. If you were hiding, you can look back now. I'm really pleased with that box. I think Beth's made a wonderful job of dyeing up that yarn to match the book cover. Really pleased with it. I think there's going to be more boxes. I think she did say that she's doing the 4 seasons, so I'm not sure what the next book and the next theme will be for summer. And the other acquisition that I've got to show you is some yarn from Henny Penny Makes. Erin launched a yarn club at the beginning of this year based on the beach, and I thought our inspiration photos were just lovely. She actually released 4 clubs at the beginning of this year. That's quite a lot of clubs, isn't it? But it was the beach one that caught my eye. And this is the January colourway. Now I've just bought 10 gram minis and it's sock yarn. And that came, this arrived actually just this morning. What I did was I bought it as a quarter. I didn't buy 1 month at a time. I bought the first 3 months all in one go. I actually bought it on the 31st of December last year. And that's me got my first quarter now. But it was worth the wait. And this is the February one. February colours. And again, I think Erin's made a lovely job of dyeing up this yarn and going with the source images that she provided. And then this is March. Those colours are just lovely as well. And that is the first 3 altogether. I have no idea what I'm going to make these into. But I do just love Erin's yarns. And I enjoyed watching her Vlogmas, so you can't buy from everybody, but I do have my favourite yarn dyers, and Erin's one of them, and I do like Beth from Beehive Yarns as well. Oh, just stunning. I have pre-ordered the next quarter as well, but it's going to be another 3 months before I can show you that. You do save a wee bit in postage if you do it by the quarter, but it means you don't get your yarn for 3 months because it all comes at the one time. And I was looking on social media to see if there was any spoilers or anybody else had posted their yarn as they got it, but nobody did. So I've just bought the 10 gram mini skeins, and there's 5 in each month. I am determined that I am not buying an advent calendar this year. I've told myself that I've got enough yarn and you really don't need an advent calendar. If there's one that catches my eye and I really, really like it, I can buy it next January, February, when the yarn dyers are re-dyeing them. But I really don't need more yarn. Do you know what? I could pop these away. I know I've showed them to you and I've had a look at them, but I could pop these in a bag and I'd forget what they looked like, and I could open these up and have little 10 gram mini skeins throughout the month of December if I wanted to work in a blanket. I think I've got about 4 advent calendars that I need to use up, so I've told myself no more mystery yarn. I know. But if I'm going to be buying this all year long, I don't really need any more mystery yarn. And I've got a couple of yarn shows that I want to go to this year, so I might leave off. I'm trying my best not to, and they've all launched them now, haven't they? All the yarn dyers are launching them and advertising them on social media, and I'm just sitting going, nope, not doing it. Have you guys ordered an advent calendar? Let me know what you've ordered if you have, so I can go, oh, I love that one. I love the inspiration images. And that's all the crafty content that I have to share with you today. I've got a couple of other things that I did want to mention. One of them was I wanted to apologise for the delay in responding to comments on my YouTube channel, all the comments that you all leave, all those lovely comments. And over the past 2 episodes, I've meant to bring this up and mention it. And I keep forgetting. I forgot both times. So I have actually replied to the most of the comments now. There's just a few more I have to reply to. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to reply to them. Anxiety, that was it. It was just one of these things. People leaving you a nice comment and I'm thinking, oh, right, I need to go reply to that. And then a wee while passes and you haven't replied. Oh, it's a bit late to reply now. And then more comments are coming in and you haven't replied to them. And it was just building up and building up and building up. And I was actually making a big drama about nothing, to be honest. But I was dyeing my hair the other day. And as I was sitting waiting for the hair dye to take, I set myself a wee challenge. I had a 20-minute timer on my phone. And I thought, let's go answer as many comments as you can. And I don't know if you're the same, but if you're struggling with something, but then you turn it into a challenge, you can do it. And the time it took for my hair dye to dye my hair, I'd answered quite a few comments. So, you put the next bit of hair dye on, you think, right, okay, another timer's going on, let's see how many I can get done now. And I find that the same if I'm doing housework or whatever and it's something you really can't be bothered doing, just put a 15-minute timer on your phone and see what you can get done in those 15 minutes. And I tell myself, if you just do it for the 15 minutes, that's all you have to do. But then I usually find that I have another 15 minutes and then maybe another 15 minutes after that. It's a good way. I don't know why that works for me, but it just does. The anxiety levels are a lot better now. I think it was my own silly fault that my anxiety was so high. I think I've been taking too much estrogen. My patches were too high. Over the past 2 years, if I ever feel that I have to up any of my hormones, it's okay with my doctor that you can go do that, and then I can phone my doctor, let her know, and she can adjust my prescription. We talk it through and we adjust my prescription. So anyway, I've taken my patches back down. The anxiety levels have come back down again. Well, they're getting there. They're getting there. And I'm going to go speak to the specialist actually before we make any more changes. Thanks for all the lovely comments that you do actually leave me, and thanks for your messages about the anxiety as well. I'm not the only one out there that struggles with it. Going with the comments. I hope you all find your knitting helps calm you down. Just your crafting is a bit of comfort to you. It's no easy when you're going through tough times like that, isn't it not? That really is all I have to share with you today. So I will go get this edited and get it up onto YouTube as quick as I can. And thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Okay, bye.